Hello everybody, I'm Bob with Top Qualifier Marketing. You've been seeing Nancy on all the videos and stuff, and I'd like to introduce you to me. I'm going to do some on racing, and the reason that I'm going to do them on racing is because I'm just passionate about racing. When I was a kid, my dad and my uncle were driving down the road and we saw some cars all sitting in a parking lot. Well, it actually was an old airfield, but you could see it from the street. So they stopped in, and there was some old dragsters and cars that people were, jalopy type cars that people were racing and stuff. And ever since then, I've just been fascinated with racing and everything about it. I like all kinds of racing. When I was 12, my dad bought me a go-kart. It might be 11, 12, I don't know, but it didn't run. He bought it and said, "Here you go, son, you know, if you want to drive these things, you need to learn how to work on them." And I pushed this cart, I've got to tell you, 100 miles, 200 miles. I had a friend that had a three-wheeler Cushman, and every time he'd go to the store through the desert, I'd hook up to it, and they'd go to the store trying to start it the whole time. I put a lot of miles on this cart, just trying to start it. And finally, my dad broke down and gave me some help getting it started. And we went to the go-kart track. Went to the go-kart track, and the cart ran great. But the only thing is now I've never ridden this go-kart, never driven it. And the throttle stuck on full. I went around that track really fast. And it spun out in this corner, and it spun out in that corner, but it never died. And just kept going. And so finally I figured out how to kill the motor, and I coasted back in. And I looked at my dad and said, "Boy, that thing really runs fast, you know. I guess we need to go home now because Mom probably has supper ready." And he said, "Oh, that's okay. Let's check this out." And so him and the mechanic from the go-kart track figured out that the throttle linkage was sticking, and so they fixed it. And I kept telling him, "Well, we need to go, you know, because really this thing scared me." And so we took off and rode it again. Then I didn't want to get off of it because then it was fun because I could control how fast it went and everything. The go-kart was still fast, but it goes 70 miles an hour, and this is a go-kart. And the only reason I know that is because the guy pulled up and said, "How fast do you think that cart is, son?" And I said, "Well, I think it'd go around 70. And he said, "I don't think it'd go 70. And I said, "Well, I think it will." And so we went out on the street, because the go-kart track was kind of on a piece of highway that nobody ever used. And we went down the street, and he said, "When you're going as fast as you can, you wave your hand." So I waved my hand. We went back, and he said, "You're right, it goes 70 miles an hour." So ever since then, I've just been addicted to racing, to speed, to any kind of car. Being as I couldn't start that first go-kart, every car I've had since, I either built or I tuned it or something, but I've never just bought a car that would just go to the races and not have to do nothing. And I'm real proud of that fact. I've raced drag racing, I've raced autocross, I've raced SCCA club racing, I've raced Trans Am in the Mexican Trans Am series. Raced dirt track racing, or roundy round racing as I call it, both dirt and asphalt. I've raced motocross, I've raced hare and hound on motorcycles. Just about everything that you can name I've tried. And I've always built my own cars and always had a great time doing it. So if I'm going to try starting a little series and tell you about the different kind of racing and how you can get involved, or if you want to get involved, if you just want to watch, or at least you'll know something more about the racing. And I hope you join me for more of these. And if you want to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of us at topqualifiermarketing.com, and or you can see us on Facebook. And I appreciate it very much. Thank you.